This is about demo on JMeter. This is about the trainer, that is me. So I have around 8 years of experience, industry experience into performance testing, functional testing, web testing, database testing, API testing, and automation testing. So I have worked around all these different technologies, Java, Groovy, Python, all those steps. And I have experience all over in the Selenium, Ready API, SOAP UI, IntelliJ, Visual Studio Code, so all other tools as well, and the others like Whittler. And I've been into this teaching for more than 7+ years into performance testing, automation testing, Selenium testing, and everything. Okay, so I'll not just guide the professional into just based on the syllabus. We'll get them to the MindMajix. We always in MindMajix we'll get them a right career path, and we'll also help them to get a proper company of how they wish. So professionals usually come, they just want to get a quick offer from a company or quick quick job, because they might be jobless or they want to switch a job. So we'll just quickly train them and help them guiding into the right career path. So that is our main motto. Scope of the demo will be what is performance testing, and why is this performance testing required in the market, and especially why JMeter is what is special in this JMeter, even though we have multiple tools in the market, why it is special in the market. And it's a quick course overview, I'll tell you what and all will be included in this course, so that you can just give a head heads up on that. So this performance testing is about say whenever you are testing any product. So you might be thought of only you will be doing only functional testing or an automation testing or anything. So if you're just opening a drop down, so whether the drop down is loading properly, and you could see all the values in the drop down, or if you're clicking on something, whether you're getting the expected result. So that is the actual testing that we usually test. But coming to the performance testing, say we have 1,000 users, and when you're started logging into the application for at least 120 200 users, and you feel that application is going down, and at some point after 500 users it is crashing then and there. At 1,000 users, the complete application got crashed, and we don't know what happened. Okay, so that's because of the poor performance testing. So whenever you want to make sure that you're making your product bug free, and you want to sell it to your customers, you have to make sure that your application should be tested properly, including the performance as well. Okay, say there will be three parameters, I would say. So one parameter will be the speed, scalability, and responsiveness. So speed, how fast it is moving around the screens. And scalability will be, say we are just increasing the number of users. Say in your office you see 1,000 people are working in your office, and as soon as they come, they will log into your application, something XYZ application. When it is 100 users, you don't see an issue. When it is 200, you don't see an issue, but from 250 300 you see some issues. So to cut down that, we'll be we have to test the performance of an application properly. Okay, so that is scalability, when you just increase the users, how your application is responding. And last one would be the response. So response would be your, say you're clicking on something. Okay, so what is the output that is given? That screen is loading properly, or you see any issues in the screen. So all the stuff will be included in the your response. Okay, then these will be the why key parameters, why we have to go for the performance testing. Without this, if you move the product, then there is no use of that product itself, even though that application doesn't have any bugs or something. If it is not available for the users, then what is the purpose of launching the product? And why is JMeter? Why people are looking for the JMeter tools in the market? There are different tools LoadRunner, NeoLoad, Siltest, a number of tools in the market. But why people specifically look for this JMeter? That is key secret of this course actually. So the the items that would be listed as one, it's a free source. You don't have to buy anything for this tool. You don't have to buy specifically anything to test the performance of your application. It is just freeware, and it is platform independent. You can install in any Windows, Mac, Linux, any machine. So it's a Java platform independent tool. Okay, and it's free source, so companies should be preferring that only. And the third thing will be user friendly, and you don't have to put so much of efforts to learn this tool. It will be just quick. You can just complete your learning within 15 to 20 days max. And you don't have to put specifically anything for the coding, You don't have to learn a specific language to learn this tool. It will be like, it will be just components inside the tool. You just have to try using that. That's it. And what components are there inside the JMeter, and how it is getting used. So if you learn those things, then your performance testing will be done. And the final thing will be your scalability, multi-threading, all the stuffs. JMeter allows, like, you can run parallel test at a time, irrespective of any protocol, be it is an JMeter, be it is an HTTP or so WSL, so all those stuffs, be it anything, you can run your performances for any protocol. Okay. Then next will be a course outline. So course outline will have this course shall be 90% theory, then 95% of practical and 5% of theory. Say your you will be like, teaching with the 5% of theory. Say the important concept that you have to know for your interview questions, or some people, like, some definitions you must know. So those will be in your theory, and 90% will be practical live sessions. Okay. Then we'll just, see a high level of what will be covered in the course. It will be JMeter thread groups, which will be like, parent. Under that you can create your components. Like, components will be your listeners, controllers, timers, configurations, assistants, pre-process. All those stuffs will be included in the your JMeter course. Okay. So what handles in the thread group? Say each thread group in the JMeter is called as users. Okay. Say it's a collection of users. So say if you're adding one thread group, you can add n number of threads into that. Okay. Which is collection of threads equal to collection of users. Okay. So JMeter will just visualize that. It is like, it will just visualize and increase the number of threads, so that whatever the number you want to achieve in your performance testing, say 1000 users, 2000 users, 5000 users, so you will achieve that using the thread group only. Okay. Then say controllers. So when do you want to run your test, how you want to run your test? So for that, JMeter will help you to achieve using controllers. Then listeners. So listeners is the best advantage. If you see tools like, other tools in the market, they would be providing JMeter with the, sorry, they will be providing results with the log file, or any some maximum will be a log file, or some maximum will be some graphs. But JMeter will help you to provide a summary report, aggregate report, log file, graphs, tree report, any report. Okay. So irrespective of anything, like, it will give all the reports. So that is the speciality of JMeter. Then timers. Real time, we usually run the test with some delays only. Okay. So to achieve that, we have timers in JMeter. Then configuration. Say if you want to configure any of your say if you want to run it from the Excel data, you want to take data from the Excel, you can configure it that. Okay. Like that. Then assertions. If you want to run your test from your just to validate your response, then you can use assertions. Then pre-process and post-process. This will be like, two process, where this will just support your samplers. Like, what are the protocols you have? Say HTTP, LDAP, then WSTL, like, be it any parameters. Okay. Any request that will help you to run it. Okay. Okay. Then we have different services in, like, web services, like, REST services, WSTL, so all those services. Okay. So JMeter will help you to run all the services without any, like, special extra efforts not required. You just have to use the components again, and you have to do it. Okay. And we'll not be in JMeter, we'll not be just doing like, just a small test alone, like, just increase the users and give and run the test. It is not like that. You can increase your load, you can check your peak load, you can stress load, give your stress load, what is the, like, stress point your application is breaking. So for all those testing, you can use it in JMeter. Okay. Some further topics will be resource utilization. Say for example, you would have known, if you just, open a number of applications in your machine, and you open your task manager and just check your CPU usage, it will be very high. So similar to that, what is your application consuming your resource utilization, like CPU, memory, bandwidth, all those stuff. So what is the number your application is consuming? So those details you can check in the resource utilization. For that, JMeter will help you to do it with a simple configuration. Okay. Then external plugins in JMeter. External plugins are something. Say you have already some external features, you just want to integrate it with JMeter. You feel like, that is nice. So those kind of external plugins are available in JMeter. You just have to integrate it with it. That's it. Then the important, like, concept would be different type of request: get, put, post, delete. So how we can perform that in JMeter? Without this, you cannot run any performance test. Okay. Then how we can do functional testing in JMeter? Say if you're running a functional testing in Selenium, it will take at least 30 to 45 minutes. if you're running a whole flow at a minimum of it. But if you run a functional testing in JMeter, it will just take a fraction of minutes, a fraction of seconds or a minutes maximum. Okay, based on your services API that you have. But if you run a test in Selenium, you have to open UI, you have to configure it, you have to make sure your Chrome is running, your other details are running, all those stuffs. Okay, but here it is very simple. So the additional course resources that I have mentioned here is this request.in. We usually give this using the request.in. Will have this different type of request. They have mock data available in the publicly available. So you can just use it and you can try different responses. Okay. Next will be your JMeter user manual. With this, I'll be helping you to get what kind of references you can get it here. JMeter has an excellent documentation comparatively with other tools in the market. So whenever you have any query, you can just check the documentation and get it done. Then the projects available will be the first project is about say where is the with the publicly available API with the different types of requests, how they are performing, how we can add delays into that, how we can add header managers to run a request, what is the use of header manager. That is one public project. And second project will be some assertion validations. This is about whenever you get a response, how you have to validate your response. Okay. And for any all the practical classes, there will be some. We'll pick some publicly available what are the resources we have, and we'll show a demo on that. Okay. And lab setup, you don't need any big thing. You just need your laptop, and be it any your Windows or Linux or anything. Okay. Then you just have to install Java for JMeter. That's it. Java 1.8 version. That's it. And then you don't need anything apart from this. So also we'll be helping with some mock interviews as well. Okay. Say once the course is done, we'll just have 2-3 mock interviews, and based on that, what we'll have, we will ask you questions whether you're up to the level and what you have understood. Is there any knowledge gaps that you see? And based on that, we'll again take some sessions if you need it. Okay. Then certification for JMeter, there is no any specific certification, but BlazeMeter is currently providing nowadays. If you are just JMeter basic or intermediate or expert, so based on that, JMeter will provide you the certification. Okay. So JMeter will have they don't have any separate body or something to provide the certifications, but BlazeMeter, I have mentioned the URL here, they are providing the certification. So what are the certifications you want, you can just pick it from there. Okay. And this is how your complete course certification certificate looks like. Your name and what is your certificate ready date from MindMajix. Okay. So this is this course completion certificate is very valuable. This itself says that you are an JMeter expert, that you have done a training. Okay, then thanks for attending this demo. You can share your feedback, and if you want any queries related to the course or any schedule, cost references, you can always email us, call us to our India number, USA number. We are very happy to help you. Thank you.